Where can you find the latest and greatest products, services, and information to make your home the best it can be? Welcome to the Sun City Home Show. The Sun City Home Show is all about connecting you with the area's experts. I'm your host, Debbie Court, and in today's episode, we're going to learn about the importance of HVAC maintenance and clear up some common misconceptions. And we're going to see firsthand how you can get your carpets clean and dry in less than an hour. So let's get things started here on the Sun City Home Show. Mary Smoke is the indoor climate professional with Dean Custom Air, and you are the individual that helps take care of the Sun City residents, correct?
That's right, I am.
And we are actually here at Jack Tuttle's home. He's a resident here at Sun City, beautiful home and one of your customers. And Dean Custom Air has over 45 years of experience. You're a family-owned business, and you handle not only residential properties like Mr. Tuttle's home here, but also large commercial properties as well.
That's right. We have an unlimited mechanical license, which means we can handle anything from the smallest residential home to very large commercial properties like the Savannah Civic Center. We can service, repair, install, maintain systems at any facility.
That's great. You can do it all.
We can.
Now, we have a lot we want to cover in today's segment. So let's start with why it is important to maintain your system.
Great. Dean Custom Air offers a maintenance program. We actually call it an energy savings agreement, an ESA. When you call and talk to us, we always talk about in the business an ESA. And what an ESA does is actually maintains the life of your product. It actually gives it a longer life because you're keeping it cleaner. It actually helps it operate more efficiently, and it avoids costly repairs. So when we come out to do a maintenance or an ESA at your home, we do a 15-point check on your indoor system and your out, and we come out twice a year. We come out in the springtime to get you ready for the cooling season, and we come out in the fall to get you ready for the heating season. So we'll do things like outdoors. We'll check your refrigerant pressures and make sure that you're loaded and ready to run, and we'll check your electric contactors and things like that. And inside, we'll check your coil. We'll check your heat exchanger and make sure that it's not cracked, because that can be a costly repair and can actually impede the operation of the system as well. So indoor and out twice a year.
That's great. Keeps it running to its highest efficiency then.
That's right.
Now, there are some misconceptions that are out there that we thought we might help clear up. First is in regards to how best to operate the system.
Absolutely. Everybody lives in their home differently. Some customers have very stringent schedules, and they're gone all day, and they think that it's best to turn the system all the way down. Say that it's cold outside, and they turn the temperature down. So instead of doing that, it takes some time when you get back, and then you're going to knock it back up a few degrees. It can actually cost you a little more. You're not saving as much as you think when you do something like that. What we recommend is making incremental changes. If you're in the habit of turning the system down or turning it up in the summertime so that it's not running the whole time you're gone, we recommend that you do it in smaller increments so that when you get back, the system doesn't take as long to catch up to your desired set point.
Right.
Because it could ultimately cost you more than you realize.
It's really overworking the system a lot.
It is.
Another misconception out there is that a larger HVAC unit is better, and that's not necessarily the case.
No, not necessarily. This is a case where bigger isn't actually better. You have a lot of calculations that go into sizing a piece of residential equipment, and we take that into consideration by doing what's called a heat load calculation. We consider the position of the home on the property, to how much shade, how much sun it's getting, the number of windows, the height of the ceilings in the house. All of that goes into impacting how much air, the volume of air that's in the home, and what size system you need. You don't want to oversize in our humid environment. You certainly don't want to oversize because you could introduce more humidity in the home, more moisture in the home, and that's definitely something we don't need in South Carolina.
And it's not just about the square footage then. There's a lot more that goes into calculating what your home needs. So that's interesting.
Absolutely.
Wow. Another thing that I wanted to personally bring up, because this is a problem I have in my home, is one of my rooms does not feel as comfortable as the others. What might be causing that, and is there a fix?
You know, there is. That actually goes hand in hand with right sizing your system, making sure that it's sized correctly will have a direct impact on the balance. When you have a hot and cold spots in the house, we consider that really balance of the air. And a new system, a more efficient system, will hold your set point longer, will satisfy the thermostat and satisfy most of the rooms. You can also look at the ductwork, the size of the return, things like that. You don't always have to get into solutions like that when we're talking about a new system or fixing your system. There are minor tweaks that we can do, but hot and cold spots can also be addressed by your indoor blower motor, the blower motor at your furnace. You can, when it's time to change out a system, you can go opt for something called a variable speed blower motor, and the way that it ramps up, turns on, holds the set point, and then slowly turns back off, continues to mix the air in the home, and it actually has a great impact on balancing out the load.
All right, so it could be a couple different things, but you all could come out and assess it, and we could go from there.
Sure.
Now, if somebody is looking at replacing their system, sometimes there's a little confusion as to what SEER is and tonnage. Can you help clarify?
Absolutely. It is hard to grasp sometimes because we throw a lot of numbers at you. When we're talking SEER, Seasonal Energy Efficiency Ratio, what that means is how efficiently your system's going to run, and that's the direct impact on your utility bill. So that tells you houses that are 10 years old or older probably have an 8 to 10 SEER system in their home, and the minimum that we put in right now is a 13 SEER system. The higher the SEER rating, the more efficient the system's going to run, resulting in typically lower electric bills. Now, when we're talking tonnage, that's actually the volume of air in your home. So when we talked about right sizing it.
Right.
Tonnage. Most systems are 2.5, 3 tons, 3.5 ton systems. And that's where we're talking about how much volume of air is in your home and what the compressor is dealing with to heat and cool.
Oh, okay, great. That clarifies that very nicely.
Glad to do that.
Now, for any residents out there that are interested in maybe doing some major renovations to the home or adding on a room, they might think they will need a whole new system, but that's not necessarily the case. You've got some really neat options out there.
Absolutely. We find a lot of the residents in Sun City like to enclose their screen porches. They don't realize how humid it is here once they move in, and they want to be another livable space. We sell mini splits, which are heat pumps that have an indoor air handler and an outdoor compressor, but they're designed to do specified small jobs. They're very energy efficient. You don't need duct. It's called a ductless mini split, so you don't need the duct work. We're not invading your attic space and adding any more duct work or anything like that.
And they're energy efficient?
Extremely. I think the lowest SEER rating that we put in the mini splits is 16 SEER.
Okay. Wow, that's great. Another thing we want to make mention quickly is about the air quality. And there are ways to improve your home's air quality without, again, replacing the entire system.
Right. There are filters that you can add on. Actually, Mr. Tuttle here added a new filter to his system, a 5-inch pleated filter. When we talk about filters, most people are used to seeing just the standard 1-inch throwaway filter, and that's really protects your system. It doesn't do much towards your air quality.
Okay.
What we suggest is homeowners look at things like pleated filters, even the 1-inch pleated filter. Mr. Tuttle added a 5-inch pleated filter to his system. It's just an add-on to the side of the furnace. And when you take a pleated filter and you've got 5 inches, you've got much greater surface area to collect the dust and the dirt and the debris so that it's not going through your duct work and then it's not being reintroduced to your home.
It's really filtering it all out.
It's filtering it all out, and it's got more surface area to catch more. You can also do things like add UV lights to your coil, and that's going to stop the spread of germs and bacteria in your home. And you can do that with an electronic filter for an indoor air purifier as well. That's just going to stop the spread of flu virus and things like that as well. So you've got a lot of filtering options. You've got a lot of options to control the humidity of the moisture in your home as well. I talked to you about that indoor blower motor at the furnace where it's got a variable speed. At the end of that cycle, it runs a little longer and it wrings more moisture out of the air, and less moisture means more comfort. So if you don't want to change your system and add that variable speed furnace, you can also add a whole house dehumidifier, and that's something that attaches to your ductwork, and it takes out moisture out of your home, and it just drains through your normal drain line of your system. So there are a lot of options to add onto your system to make your home more comfortable and cleaner.
And is there a percentage of humidity that you should have in the air, or is that part of the system, it just reads it automatically?
The system reads it, but we say that it's between 60 and 47% humidity in your home makes it a little more comfortable.
That sounds great. Another great thing, and we just want to mention this, is that you're really only a phone call away. If somebody is out there and you've gotten a quote maybe from another company, you're not really sure what's going on, or you have some questions about your system, you really open yourselves up to just kind of being an expert in the area, resource for people to get a second opinion, just ask questions. We really want to make sure that people know that you are just a phone call away.
We are, you know, it doesn't cost anything to talk to me about assessing what your home needs and making sure what somebody is telling you need is actually what you need. So I'm always welcome to talk to anybody on the phone or come out and see. I spend a lot of time in Sun City here most days a week.
And again, Mary will be the one that you will be talking with and dealing with when you make that phone call to Dean Custom Air. You can reach Mary at 706-2850, or you can find Dean Custom Air online at deancustomair.com. Thank you so much, Mary.
Thank you, Deb.